Technoblade stares shocked at what Dream had left him. Blueprints, carefully describing every inch of the prison. All this time, locked away from the rest of the world, Dream had a plan. And just now, it became clear that that plan was Techno. Techno knew he had to save his friend before Quackity and Sam killed him for good. And before long, the plan was complete, and the Syndicate was ready. But little did they know, breaking out Dream would seal the fate of the entire SMP, causing a series of events that would end in the destruction of the entire server. But first, if you haven't already, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I spend hundreds of hours making these videos the best I possibly can, so if you like what I do, it's an easy way to support the channel. Also, I have a plushie! For the past few months, me and the great people over at Makeship have been designing this little guy, and honestly, he couldn't have turned out better. He's only on sale for the next 21 days though, so make sure to grab one before they're gone for good. The link is in the top of the description. Thank you, and enjoy the video. But Dream wasn't the only one Techno needed to break out of prison. As the previous day, while scouting his point of entry, Techno noticed something strange in the distance. Rambo was in trouble. Techno had to hurry over before it was too late. He flew through the sky with his trident, making it to the prison entrance, and he was too late. The portal, the only way into the prison without using force, was blocked off, and Rambo was out of reach. At least for now. And the next morning, as the cool Arctic wind whistled through the silent air, the group looked over the blueprints one last time, before setting out to rescue their friends. The plan was fairly simple. Philza and Nikki would defend the prison from the outside, and Techno would infiltrate the inside, making sure to arm Rambo and Dream in case they needed to fight their way out. And after some final preparations, it was finally time for the plan to begin. The group said their goodbyes, knowing there was a chance not all of them would make it out of this battle, and that this would be their last moment of peace, before chaos would reign once again. And with that, Techno dove into the water and began his journey into the prison.
Hello, Dream.
Wait,
Bet you didn't.
you came?
Bet you didn't expect to see me here.
What? How did you get in?
Oh, I used the blueprints. I burrowed in underground and swam up through the lava. Also, I brought my dog Apollo. Huge part of this
Why
operation.
did you bring your dog?
Why not? So,
I can't believe you came.
Oh, of course, of course. I repay favors, alright? Those that treat me with kindness shall see it repaid tenfold, yada yada yada, previous quote. So, I'm not breaking through this. That's too much work. But you know what I do have?
Wait, will that not set it off?
Oh, it's gonna set off the alarm, Dream. If we're gonna set off the alarm, let's do it in style. I got an ender chest, alright? I got stuff for you in the ender chest. Also, you'll have access to your own ender chest. Convenient mechanics. Okay, the thing is, Dream, Rambo's also in the prison. And I'm breaking him out as well. Anyways, my fire resistance is running out, and I actually don't have that much. So, here we go!
Oh, God.
Wait, why do I hear
Do you think
something?
Rambo's in
Dream,
the...
go back!
Wait, there's a dude
Get back
there.
in your cell!
There's a dude. Get the heck out of here.
Go back!
Let's go.
There's nowhere to go!
Yeah,
There's
we're outta
nowhere
here.
to go!
Head through. We're breaking out, Sam!
You animal.
They're right here. There's two of them.
Techno, what? There's nowhere to go! Why are you even trying? Just go back. Just give me that
Die!
stuff and go back.
It's you and me, bad boy Halo. Let's just 2v1 him. Yeah, die.
Go.
No, he's blocking us off.
No,
We
there's
gotta
no
look.
spot.
We gotta look for a second way through. I have an idea, and if my calculations are correct, Rambo is on the other side of this wall. Rambo, don't worry. One more block.
Thanks for coming to get me. I
Why
really
are you in
appreciate-
jail?
Stolen
Rambo!
valor, actually, is what I'm here for.
Stolen valor. You're coming with us, Rambo.
Wait, what?
Rambo, quick,
hello?
take items. We're breaking you out, Rambo. I saw you get put in the prison.
Guys,
All I
we
have
gotta
in
go.
my
We gotta go.
gift card.
The plan had worked. Techno, Dream, Rambo, and for some reason Connor Eats Pants were about to escape for good. All they needed to do was follow the path Techno made in, and they would be free. The group swam down the lava, ran through the tunnel, and fought off Sam one last time before reaching the surface to meet Phil and Nikki. But to their surprise, Phil and Nikki were nowhere to be seen. Instead, waiting for them on the shore were the people. Those who had been hurt by Dream, by Techno, who were willing to fight to make sure they never walked free again. And right away, it became very clear their only way out was to fight.
Go. Wait, what? Oh, there's a lot of people, guys.
There's
Yes.
a couple people here.
They came, good!
There's a couple
nice.
people. I can't help
Hey,
but
guys.
notice
Oh,
The
perfect,
presence-
Rumble, you stay here!
the presence of a couple people.
What?
Oh,
No.
we're just stabbing them. We're
I'm
just
getting out
stabbing
of
them, all
here.
right.
You ruined
No,
my
come here,
birthday.
Rambu. Hey, Rambu, look at this before you go.
What's going on?
What?
Why are there so many people?
Just take a
Why
look.
is Callahan here with nothing? Who's
dropped
stabbing
Oh my
me?
God, what?
Why is Sapnap here?
Come here, Dream.
No, I'm leaving. Bye.
Stop! Get back here, I'm gonna kill Rambu.
Rambo froze. Suddenly, the chaos unfolding around him was nothing but noise. What Sam had shown him changed everything. And so, when Sam ordered him to hand over his armor and weapons, with no hesitation, he did. And it didn't take Techno long to realize what was going on.
What do you have against Rambo? Why? What did he do? Why is he even in jail? I don't
Rambu's just my
understand.
hostage. He's just a hostage
But
here.
why was he in jail?
Techno, we gotta
That's really
go
none of your
now.
business. Dream,
Dream,
get over
Dream,
here.
I gotta save Rambo.
Technoblade,
That whole
tell
team-
Dream he has to stay, or he's
Dude,
dead.
Dream doesn't care.
Dream,
he
get
does
over
not
here.
care. You have
Fine.
the wrong hostage. I care. No!
Techno was shocked, angry. He fought and fought, vowing to avenge his friend. But he was quickly overwhelmed by the angry mob. There was nothing more he could do than escape. And so, joining Dream, Phil, and Nikki, the group fled the ruined land, managing to evade the rest of the mob on their horses and travel back to their home. Techno and Phil were devastated, and in that moment, the only thing on Techno's mind was finding answers about what really happened to Rambo and getting revenge on Sam. But Dream, on the other hand, was on top of the world. He was finally free. It had been nearly a year since he'd seen the light of day. He took it all in. The trees, the snow, the light. It was the first moment he'd been truly happy for as long as he could remember. But he could only take it in for so long. He'd been gone for a year, unable to keep the rest of the server in check and stop others from rising to power. Every waking moment he spent in that cell, he dreamt of this day, and he couldn't let another second go to waste. And so, he said goodbye to Techno and Phil, and set out to take back his server once and for all. Since he created Las Nevadas, Quackity had struggled to truly trust any of his people. Every one of them had so much history with him and each other that it made it difficult to let that past go and focus on the future. But one person, or Slime, was an exception. For his entire time in Las Nevadas, Slimeskull had been overlooked, seen as a mindless pawn to be used for basic jobs. But Quackity saw potential. Slime reminded Quackity of himself when he first tried to join L'Manberg. An innocent, good-hearted person who was just starting to learn about the world. A blank slate. And Quackity knew that if he could take Slime under his wing and teach him the same lessons he'd learned in his years on the server, he could grow from a simple slime into something much greater. A noble leader, capable of one day running the country for himself, someone Quackity could truly trust. And so, for the following months, Quackity taught Slime everything he knew. He told him stories of war, betrayal, freedom, stories of nations rising up against tyranny, and stories of destruction. Day by day, the walls Quackity had built between him and the rest of the world began to crumble. Slime brought out a part of him he hadn't shown since the early days of the server. A part of him that was free, cast far away from the problems of the world. A part of him that was happy. Every day, Slime learned more about the world, the people, the nation he called home, and who Quackity really was. Until, finally, he was ready. And on one summer night, as the streets of Las Nevadas lie empty, bathed in moonlight, Quackity entrusted Slimecicle with a key to the city, signifying he was finally ready to lead the country and work towards building a legacy for Las Nevadas as the greatest nation the server had ever seen. And with that, Quackity was finally ready to confront Dream and Techno in the prison for the last time, confident that no matter what happened, Las Nevadas would be safe and secure in the hands of its people, and leave behind a legacy on the server that would last to the end of time. And so, he set out, traveling across the server to Pandora's vault. And as he stared at the impenetrable walls of stone that towered in front of him, he felt confident that today would be the day his plan would finally work.
I have a pickaxe, and I'll put it through your feet, Techno! I'll put it through your
I didn't do anything. Please!
What did you do? Where the is Techno?
I don't know! What do you want me to say? I don't know!
Where the is Technoblade?
Quackity's plan had backfired. In a matter of seconds, he went from the most powerful man on the server to a direct target of Technoblade. He had to prepare his country for an immediate attack. The last time Techno had sought revenge, he decimated Lamamberg beyond repair, and unless Quackity wanted Las Nevadas to suffer the same fate, he had to prepare to defend it. Armor, weapons, the best fighters in the land, everyone needed to be on high alert or everything they built would be destroyed. And so, he tasked Foolish with continuing to expand an underground bunker, as well as informing the rest of the citizens of the situation. Las Nevadas was under lockdown. But little did Quackity know, the biggest threat to his country wouldn't be what lay outside its borders, but rather who remained inside. As right under his nose, one of his most trusted warriors was planning revenge of his own. Revenge for the acts of manipulation and violence Quackity had committed against him. Revenge that would change the fate of Las Nevadas forever. Quackity hurried down the street towards Las Nevadas. Thunder rumbled in the night sky as rain fell like tears from the clouds above. He had to warn his people. First, he found Slime. Quickly explaining the situation, Slime and Quackity set out to find the others. They ran towards the casino, before spotting Purple walking towards them at the other end of the street. Making their way over, Quackity explained that something bad had happened, and ordered him to gather the rest of the people. But Purple explained that he had something urgent as well, as on the other side of the casino, someone had left a chest. Curious about what this could mean, Quackity asked Purple to lead him and Slime to this mysterious chest. Upon their arrival, Quackity examined the surrounding area to make sure it wasn't some kind of trap. And then, he took a deep breath and opened it. Nothing. Quackity was confused. Who had left this chest, and why was there nothing inside? He turned around, finding Purple staring at him from across the sand, standing next to a lever. It was a trap. Quackity and Slime looked around in shock. What was this place? What was Purple planning? Purple dropped down from the chasm in the sand, and with nothing left to hide, he covered himself with armor and demanded Quackity tell him everything. Everything about his little visit with Dream and Techno. Everything about the Revive book. Quackity explained that he didn't have the book, but Purple didn't believe him. All Quackity does is lie and take for himself. But this time, things would be different. Purple didn't care what he had to do. He was going to get that book, even if it meant killing Quackity. He moved closer. The two stared at each other in anger, hatred, betrayal. And clear talking was getting them nowhere. They drew their swords and prepared for a duel. The two fought. Purple had had enough of Quackity's manipulation, the lies, the secrets, all of it. He was done sitting on the sidelines, waiting for his moment to arrive. He had to reach out and take it. Quackity had taken everything from him, wiped his legacy from the face of the earth with one press of a button. It was time he did the same.
What? No, Purple, no! No! Purple, no! No! Slime, get in the sand! Get in the sand, Slime, get in the sand!
Thank you for showing me what it's like to be human.
No!
Maybe
Get in
I
the
almost
sand!
won.
Get in the sand! Slime!
Quackity stood shocked. The one person he truly trusted, his right-hand man, the future of the country, was gone. Everything he'd taught him, the lessons about the world, the people, and yet, Quackity was unable to see the real threat that lay right in front of him. And this one mistake, one misplacement of trust, cost him his entire future. Over the following days, Quackity and Foolish tried to recover what was left of Slime, bring him back to his former glory. But it was no use. He was a shell of what he once was, unable to communicate, unresponsive, until one day he disappeared. Quackity was devastated yet again. What little he had left of his friend was now lost. He looked everywhere, hoping to find some trace of where he'd gone, but he found nothing. And so, all he could do was stare into the dark and lonely night, hoping his friend would someday return home once again. On the day of the jailbreak, Techno knew he had to get revenge against Sam. Sam, for no reason, had murdered Rambo in cold blood, and Techno knew he had to avenge him. But something felt off. Sam had shown something to Rambo, something that made him freeze where he stood and obey Sam's every word. Rambo had given Techno this image directly before his death, but Techno had no idea what it was or why Rambo reacted the way he did. And before he hunted down Sam, he knew he needed answers. Techno showed the picture to Phil and Nikki, and both of them knew exactly what it meant. They explained that Rambo and Tubbo had been taking care of a piglin named Michael, and that this image may be a sign that Michael's in trouble. The two advised Techno to talk to Tubbo, as he may have a better idea of the situation than either of them do. And so, Techno made his way to Snowchester, hoping to discover the truth of what really happened to his friend. He met Tubbo at the presidential stand in the heart of the city. It had been a long time since the two had spoken, and they didn't exactly have a history of being on the same side. But Techno knew any history had to be put aside, as right now, avenging Rambo was most important. So after taking off his armor to assure Tubbo he came in peace, he explained what happened to Rambo and handed Tubbo the image. Tubbo was shocked. For months, him and Rambo had made Snowchester their home, a peaceful land, free from the conflict that plagued the rest of the server. But it didn't matter. Rambo was gone, and their adopted son Michael was nowhere to be seen. He wondered why Sam would kill an innocent person. How did someone like Rambo deserve this? Techno and Tubbo knew their only way to get the full story would be to confront Sam himself. And so, they went their separate ways, promising to put their differences aside and work together to avenge Ranboo. 2 months later, the day had finally arrived. Techno once again made his way to Snowchester, this time ready to fight. He met Tubbo in Michael's house, and the two went over the plan. The last time they met, Techno found a note from Eric stating that he had fixed the house and saved Michael. And so, Techno figured they should give Eric a visit before seeking out Sam, in case he knew something they didn't. Tubbo agreed, and together, the unlikely allies left for Eric's castle. Upon their arrival, they approached the throne with caution. For all they knew, Eric could be working with Sam. Tubbo began by asking Eric what he did with Michael, and Eric, with a hint of regret, stated that he had trusted someone he shouldn't have. When Tubbo asked for more information, Eric explained that he had taken Michael into the castle to protect him. But one day, Sam showed up, saying that he had created a safe place for Michael to stay. And knowing Sam was the most experienced person on the server at keeping people safe, he agreed to let him take Michael, trusting he would do the right thing. But he was wrong. And as a formal apology, Eric agreed to join them on their journey to hunt down Sam. During their time in the prison, Dream had given Techno books with everything he knew about Quackity and Sam, in case any of it would be useful to breaking out. In Sam's book, Dream had described the location of one of Sam's secret bases, a small island next to a massive project he was working on. And since the group knew Sam had no good reason to be in the prison, they figured they should check this island first. And so, the three set out, traveling across the server and over an ocean until they spotted the island in the distance. Upon arriving, the three confronted Sam, demanding he give them Michael immediately. Sam refused. He claimed that the place he was building for Michael was the only way to keep him safe, and that there's no way he's just going to give him up. Clear that talking wasn't getting them anywhere, the three began to attack Sam. Caught off guard and completely outgeared, Sam wasn't able to take all three of them and quickly surrendered. Tubbo ordered him to drop all of his armor and weapons and show them where he was keeping Michael. And realizing he had no other choice, Sam reluctantly led them to the back of his house, revealing a hidden room where Michael sat in a boat. The three were relieved to see Michael alive, but they weren't quite done with Sam. Sam explained that he never wanted to hurt Michael, and that he only kidnapped him to have leverage over Ranboo, so he could hopefully use Ranboo to control Techno, and thus prevent him from breaking out Dream. But the group didn't care. Sam had committed unforgivable acts against Snowchester and the Syndicate, and for that, he needed to be punished. And before long, the group knew exactly what they were going to do. Sam was locked away in his own prison. After everything that had happened, he was left with less than nothing. He had failed at his only job, keeping the server safe from Dream. And now he sat alone, his future gone and legacy destroyed. Sam knew that after what he did, no one would be there to break him out. He was trapped forever. Until one day, as he stared hopelessly into the endless wall of lava, the unthinkable happened.
What are you doing here?
Wait, why are you in the prison?
Why are you here?
Wait, this is incredible. This is the best day of my life. Oh, I wish I had some potatoes. That'd be pure karma.
How'd you get in and what are you doing here?
I thought, hey, I kind of need a place to stay. I need somewhere no one's going to find me, and I need a safe kind of place. And I thought, what better than a fortified fortress that is in impenetrable.
Why don't you give me
Oh, look at me.
a pickaxe?
Oh, hey. Look, I'm back in the prison. It's home sweet home. This is my
Oh my
favorite,
gosh, yes.
my home away from home. This is my favorite place. Oh, I love it. Here's the deal, okay? Here's the deal we make. You stay in here for approximately 1 year, and I go out and do as I please. I'll come visit you now and then, maybe give you some little scraps, maybe some rotten flesh. Like, I should just kill you, but I actually think that this is justice, so maybe I won't. Maybe I'll kill you at the end of the 1 year.
Okay, I get it.
No. Look, you can own it, Sam. You're an evil dude. You're an evil guy. You do evil things.
I am
That's
not.
fine.
I'm
You
not.
kill people. You trap people. You torture
I'm
people.
not the bad
Just own
guy.
up to it.
Well, you know
'Cause I'm
what?
not
You're
sorry.
right. I'm not sorry.
at all.
I'm not. If the roles are reversed, I would do it
All
now.
right, there you go.
There.
There's the Sam.
That's what you
There
wanted to hear.
go.
That you want the truth. You
Yeah.
want to be real to each other. I was looking forward to every time Quackity would come because I was excited that was the time that he would come in here and he would get the revive book from you and we could kill you off for the last time and be done with this. That's what I was excited for.
There you go. There, you know, that's a little. I have a little bit of respect for you for saying that. So,
Treating the bad guy
Sam,
bad doesn't give
have
you bad
you
karma.
heard the story of Pandora's box?
I mean, yeah.
Guess what happened? You put me in a box, and you made me very angry. I was tortured, I was betrayed, I was lied to, and each and every person that has done these things to me is now going to face my wrath. And guess what? You released me into the world, releasing evil and hate and anger. It's pretty, pretty parallel. And I'll go, Quackity better be on the lookout. I hope he has his guards up, because I'm going to find him, I'm going to torture him, I'm going to kill him. And then I'm going to find everything he cares about. I'm going to destroy it, I'm going to burn it, I'm going to rid it from existence, and then I'm going to kill everybody he cares about. And guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be sitting in here, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to sit down like you're my little therapist and tell you all about it. All right, I'll see you soon.
No, don't go. Just, come on.
Enjoy your time. I'll enjoy mine, and yeah.
No, Dream, come back. Dream. No, come on. Seriously, let's... Dream.
So this is what it's like on the other side, with nothing to look forward to but the cruel company of the person you hate the most. He tried to have some hope, something to ground him to the outside world. But little by little, it started to fade away. Sam thought about what Dream had said. Maybe he did deserve this. Maybe his acts of cruelty and immorality were finally catching up with him. Every day, Sam sat alone, with nothing to do but stare into the empty wall of lava, hoping that one day he would walk free again. But it was clear that if that day was coming, it wouldn't be for a very long time. Or so he thought, as eventually, Dream returned. This time, with a proposal.
Look, I think that there's a way that me and you can walk on out of here.
We can? You'll let me go without killing me.
I will. But I'm gonna need something from you. And I'm gonna need you to accept that you're a bad guy.
What else do you want?
I want the keys.
To the prison?
Yeah, I want to make this place my home. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Ponder on it. Let me know. I'll be back. Just check your clock. Should be, I don't know, I'd say around the same time, probably, maybe a little later. I don't know. We'll see. All right. See you tomorrow.
Sam didn't know what to do. For so long, no matter the ups and downs, the one constant in this backwards world was the fact that Dream was bad and Sam was good. The warden and the prisoner, the guardian and the monster. But Sam wondered if somewhere in his blindness of good faith, he had become the very thing he swore his life to keep locked away. He had to make a decision, and the answer he sought lay in one impossible question. Was he willing to accept the complete invalidation of his life and morality, the mental destruction of everything he's ever worked for, just for a chance to start over? His future and past hung in the balance, a desperate struggle between pride and freedom. But pride, he realized, was what got him into this mess in the first place. And freedom isn't something he's truly had since the prison was constructed. It pained him, but he knew it was time to let go. And so, as he stared at Dream, he found himself hopeful of the path that lay in front of him for the first moment in a very long time. At last, he was free. As the two made their way through the prison, Sam toured Dream around, showing him how to operate the keycard system and where to find spare armor and weapons. He taught Dream everything he knew, giving him full control over the prison and revoking his own ability to access the keycard system. His time as warden was officially over. Eventually, they made their way to the prison lobby. Sam stared at the unlit portal. He was so close, just one flick of a lever and he would finally be free again. He asked Dream to open the portal, but something was off. Dream stood still, axe in hand, staring directly at Sam. Sam backed up, but there was nowhere to run. Dream explained that he would let him go, but not without scars. Sam had kept him locked up for over a year, allowed Quackity to torture him, and he wasn't about to let him go without a bit of revenge. Dream moved closer, Sam's back firmly pressed against the wall. Dream had been waiting for this moment since that day at the mountain, and finally, it had arrived. It was time Sam paid for his crimes, and Dream wanted it to hurt. He drew his pickaxe. Sam begged for mercy, but Dream didn't listen. He looked Sam dead in the eyes one last time before killing him. Adrenaline coursed through his veins. It had been so long since he'd felt the rush, the power. Sam was now down to 2 lives, and Dream made sure that he served as a living reminder that anyone who treats Dream with injustice shall have it repaid 1,000 times over. And so he stood, warden of the very prison that had taken his life for over a year. A force of nature, unleashed on the people of this twisted world. A king returning to his empire, ready to reclaim his throne. Since the very beginning of the server, all Technoblade wanted was to be free from government and the control of others. He fought entire nations, moved far away from the rest of the server, and broke out the most dangerous man on the SMP, all to achieve this simple dream of freedom. And now, as he looked over the land he'd built, the world he'd made, he realized that avenging Rambu was the final step in achieving this dream. After all this time, all the war, the chaos, the destruction, he was finally free. Free from the oppression of a corrupt land, free from the consequences of his past actions, free to live out the rest of his life in peace. No government, no revenge, no favors. Peace at last. But as much as he didn't want to admit it, something about conflict gave him purpose. A feeling that he was contributing to something greater than himself, changing lives. And even though he'd freed the Dream SMP from tyranny, there was a whole world of people who required saving. And every day, he sat tending to simple chores around his home. Something drew him to the wonder of this outside world. His new purpose. He knew he could no longer stay here. As good as life was, there was still more work to be done. More people to set free from the cruel confines of organized government. And so, he decided to leave the land of the Dream SMP. But first, he said his goodbyes. Years of memories with his best friends, ups and downs, conflict and peace, friends and enemies. Things he will cherish till the end of time. And so, he said goodbye to the life he'd built in this world, knowing that he will always be remembered in the impact he's made on the people and land of this great server. Realizing from his countless adventures that no matter how hopeless the odds may seem, Within him resides the power to overcome these challenges and achieve something amazing. That one day, he'll look back at where he started and be amazed by how far he's come. That day had finally arrived, and what a beautiful sight it was. It was finally time for the grand opening of Las Nevadas. Lights shine like the sun in the night sky. Restaurants and shops decorated the streets of the city, and the casino shined like a beacon as the grand centerpiece of the magnificent city. The day had finally arrived, and as Quackity stepped up to the podium to give the opening speech, 3 people showed up. Quackity was furious. He had spent months building this city into the grandest, brightest nation in the history of the SMP, and yet nobody showed up to the grand opening. It seemed that conflict, although good for his personal goals, wasn't really the best for business. He needed a self-sustaining nation, something that could survive times of war and divide on the server, someone that could create a legacy. He thought of Slime. He was perfect. He was kind, agreeable, and most of all, he followed orders. If only there was a way to make everyone like him. An entire nation full of like-minded people, minds like Quackity's, until it hit him, all at once. If he could just figure out the formula. He couldn't just shape these slimes into functioning members of society. No, he could shape them into whatever he wanted. Never again would he have to worry about being betrayed. After all, Slime never even thought of betraying Quackity. It would be paradise. And so, he got to work, building his army. As Quackity marveled at his great masterpiece, he thought about the future. Too long had he relied on others to help run the nation. Too long had he trusted others to be on his side. Finally, everything would be under his control. Finally, there would be peace. It's what Slime would have wanted. Days turned to weeks. Every day, he waited for Slime to return, never giving up hope that one day they would be reunited. The factory continued to develop the slimes. Bit by bit, they grew more and more like humans. Quackity's ideals burned into their minds with every passing day. Until finally, they were nearly ready. And as Quackity roamed the empty streets of Las Nevadas, imagining the strength and prosperity that would soon be the face of his nation, he noticed something strange at the entrance of the city. It felt straight out of a dream. He'd waited for this day for so long, and it was finally here. Slime had come home.
You?
That's right. That's right. I look like me.
What?
And you look like you.
What happened? What happened?
The last thing I remember is
This is wonderful.
red and then melting down in all my bones, and now
Where'd you
just
go?
black.
Where did you go? Oh my god. How are you? Are you all right?
I'm
Okay. No. Okay.
How are you,
Here. Come with
Quackity?
me. Come with me. I'm doing great. I'm doing absolutely great. I'm so.
This is excellent.
Dude, you remember? Dude, wait. So you remember me? Do you remember all of this?
I remember Las Nevadas.
You
Everything-
do. You do.
everything you
No,
did.
this really. Wait. So
Everything.
you remember the hotel? You remember the casino and everything? You remember all this, right?
All of it.
This is so great. I'm so glad you're here. You gotta remember one thing, okay? You gotta remember one thing, and I hope
What's
you
that?
remember things are really tense right now, okay? You cannot trust anyone. Do you remember what Purple did to you? Do you remember this?
I remember being in
Yeah,
that underground.
yeah. You were in. You
What's
fell
that,
in love.
Quackity?
Quackity.
It was a trap. After everything Quackity had done to Dream, the torment, the torture, he had finally come for revenge. Right away, Quackity jumped in front of Slime, leading him inside the casino. He had just gotten his best friend back, and he wasn't about to lose him again. Dream and Purple blasted their way through the casino door as Quackity continued to defend Slime. Dream explained that it was time Quackity paid for what he did. The torture, the destruction, the manipulation, all of it. For too long had he sat on his throne of lies, holding his crimes and cruelty just out of sight of the rest of his people. It was time he got what he deserved. Dream explained that him and Purple were going to destroy Las Nevadas. His life's work, his legacy, gone with the click of a button, just like he did to Purple. And then, only after he had nothing left, would the real punishment begin. Dream would escort Quackity into the prison, locking him away for the rest of his life, making sure to come back every single day and torture him. And every second as he begged for mercy, Dream would remind him of exactly what he did. Quackity would suffer for his actions, and his ill-founded, worthless empire would be reduced to dust, just like L'Manberg. Quackity backed against the wall. He had nowhere to run, no escape. Until he remembered the lever, the failed grand opening, the lights, the casino, the fireworks. In Quackity's fit of rage, he had forgotten to light off the fireworks. And so, realizing it was his last chance to cry for help, Quackity flicked the lever and let the celebration begin. Foolish rushed over to the casino to see what was going on. But before he could make it, he stopped dead in his tracks. Slimecicle turned to Quackity, drawing his sword and covering himself with armor. And as Quackity faced his best friend, he felt his heart shatter. Slime explained that he could never forgive Quackity for what he did, killing him in cold blood. He tried to explain that Purple was the one who killed him, but Slime ignored his pleas of innocence. He had already made up his mind. Foolish looked around. He knew he needed to help Quackity, but he didn't know how. Until, out of the corner of his eye, he spotted the factory. Realizing right away that there was only one way to save Quackity. Quackity begged Slime to believe him as the three backed him into a corner, the magnificent quartz walls of his own creation now blocking his every escape. Finally, his luck had ran out. His time as the most powerful man on the SMP was over. He tried to explain to Slime that Purple and Dream were lying to him, but it was no use. And as the three prepared to strike him down, Quackity braced himself behind his shield, finally accepting defeat. But then, the three heard a slow rumble coming from outside the casino. Confused, they moved to the center of the room to look outside. But what they saw, none of them were prepared for. And as Quackity purled to the middle of the room, he couldn't help but smile. His masterpiece was finally complete.
For Las Nevadas. I'm gonna dab you to death. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna dab you to death. Legacy. I'm gonna dab you to death. For Las Nevadas. I'm gonna dab you to death. I'm gonna slam you. I'm gonna dab you to death. Who knows? For Las Nevadas. I'm gonna dab you to death. I'm gonna slam you. I'm gonna slam you. I'm gonna dab you to death. Who knows? Legacy. I'm gonna dab you to death. For Las Nevadas.
Purple and Dream fought off the never-ending army of slimes as Quackity escaped outside. Realizing the slimes ignore him, Slime decided to chase after Quackity to keep him from getting away. One by one, Purple and Dream sliced through the sea of slimes, but there were just too many. Dream ordered Purple to chase down Quackity and make sure he didn't escape, while he took some extra measures to eradicate the army. Purple agreed and made his way outside the casino and down the street after Quackity and Slime. Dream had waited all this time to get his revenge, and he wasn't about to let a few blobs of slime get in his way. Piece by piece, he destroyed the casino, exploding a trail of TNT behind him as he ran towards the entrance of the city. Even if Quackity got away, Dream made sure that when he came back, his precious nation would be a shell of what it once was. And as he destroyed the grand sign at the entrance of the city, he smiled as he looked upon the ruined land, hoping that Purple and Slime would give Quackity what he deserved. Purple and Slime chased Quackity to the top of his hotel, cornering him by a ledge on the far wall. As he looked to the land, he was met with the ruins of his once great city, his life's work, his legacy. He was overcome with sorrow. It seemed hopeless. But still, he believed part of Slime, the real Slime, was left somewhere under the monster that Purple and Dream had created.
You have to understand, Slimesicle. You have to understand. He's the one who killed you. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm trying to protect you. This entire plan. This entire plan was because I was trying to protect you. Please, you have to trust me. You have to trust me. He's Slime. He's gonna kill me first, and then he's gonna kill you. Okay? You have to believe me. You have to believe me.
Don't listen. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. I'm done with this guy. All he does is manipulate. He lied. He destroyed my info. He thought I'd work for him. You think everyone's gonna listen to you and work for you?
Quackity.
Slime.
From Las Nevadas.
Slime, yes, you finally you remember me.
I remember the lessons. I remember everything.
Yes, you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
Not yet. Quackity from Las Nevadas.
What?
I have seen so much. I've seen empires rise and fall, and their strongest people fall with them. And I've seen the weak that are left fight for scraps. But I never understood why until you taught me, until you took me in. Lesson 1. Humans are assholes. You told me that, Quackity from Las Nevadas. But more importantly, you showed me that. When you saw me, something malleable, and all of you made me into the worst parts of each. Lesson 2. Politics are the way to power. Use the conflicts and beliefs of people to rally them. And you did. You rallied everyone here. Didn't you? Lesson 3. Create no emotional attachments. But you didn't follow that lesson, Quackity. And I didn't either. Maybe that's why we're here. But there are more. Lesson 4. Everything gets destroyed. Lesson 5. Trust nobody. Lesson 6. Hold your ground against authority. And lesson 7, Quackity from Las Nevadas? Seek successful revenge. Because if you fail, the consequences will be bitter. I will not fail. Because Quackity from Las Nevadas, we have one thing in common through everything we've been through. The same human ruined our lives. Because you are not a good person. It's like you said with lesson 8, Quackity. Legacy is all you leave behind in this world. I hope you leave behind a good one.
And I'm running for president simply because I didn't think it was fair for Wilbur Sue to
From what I've
run a
seen,
one-party.
Remember
it
one
feels
thing.
like people
Slime.
don't stop taking
I
that
just
revenge.
wanted to give you a last piece of advice.
The house always wins.
Is it ever worth it?
No. No, it's not.
Quackity was now down to his final life, his last second chance. As he returned to Las Nevadas, looking over what was left, he thought about what Slime had said. He had wronged so many people, manipulated, hurt, lied to, all to achieve his own personal goals. At the time, he believed these actions to be justified. But he realized now that he was wrong. That legacy isn't what you leave behind in the world, but the memories you leave behind in the minds of people. People who Quackity had let down time and time again. And so, he traveled to all corners of the server, delivering his apologies to the people he hurt the most, hoping to alter his legacy in the eyes of his friends, one last time. And with the destruction of Las Nevadas, the last major nation of the Dream SMP had fallen, and Dream had quickly become the most powerful he'd ever been. The entire server his to control, the future subject to the wishes of his wildest dreams. He had finally done it. Since the very beginning of the SMP, all he wanted was for things to be simple again. And having control over everything and everyone on the server, it finally seemed like that dream had come true. But little did he know, his story hadn't quite reached its end, as his oldest enemy was planning something that would alter the fate of the world. Fate that would lead to the destruction of everything they knew. And so, as he looked to the horizon, Dream imagined the world he would create, as Tommy made his final preparations to take it all away.